Hello everybody and welcome back to Alan Wake. Hopefully this puts us in a reasonable location. Okay, yeah, it put me exactly where I left off. At least I think this is exactly where I left off. I think from this point onwards, I'm gonna have to start being like a bit more willing to like talk over this particular game. Safe haven. Bizarre. But I think I'm gonna have to start being more willing to talk over this game because there's just so much narration. Okay. There's so much narration and it's so consistent that I just have to be willing to actually say something when they're talking.
I stepped into the gas station's garage. It was dark and quiet. The place was a mess. It looked like someone trashed the place or that there'd been some kind of fight. Light spilled into the room through an open door at the back.
Wait,
and
I haven't been to the gas station yet.
Without any warning, I was blinded by a bright light. An old portable TV on the shelf had come alive by itself.
Now we have warning.
Possibly, I could see myself on the screen, talking like a madman.
So, I'm supposed, like, this will tell me if, up ahead, like, if, when we get to the gas station and that happens, that will tell me whether or not things are, like, if the books that we're finding are actually telling me anything useful, or if they're just a vague semblance of what the game is about.
I never touch salad, though. A man like me needs a hefty meal to get through the day.
Yeah, a hefty meal, you say? Why? No, we're just gonna run. We're just gonna run from that. No, fuck that. Pick up the chapter. Running is not an option. Got it. And of course, they put you in a situation where you actually need to worry about that. So I should probably do a bit more exploring. If it's gonna do that, like, see if there's any chapter or anything over here. Aha! See?
Eerie hand-painted graffiti was revealed by my flashlight. Someone had hidden a chest of supplies near it.
See, that's why we go exploring. Because we know that the flare gun can completely wipe out a group of them, and that it should be used as such. So, it does make me wonder, what's up with the hand-painted signs? Like over here, there's nothing. I didn't expect this to be a game that I have to do, I have to explore that way.
Magnificent.
See, that's why we explore, because it could and technically probably should have been a more intense scene. Like, I mean, I died there once already.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? She asked. The sheriff looked at me suspiciously. The early morning light flooded through the office windows. I would probably never have gotten out of the woods alive without her help, but I couldn't tell her the truth of what I'd faced the previous night. She'd think I was lying or crazy. She'd lock me up, and she wouldn't help me find Alice.
Okay, so we know that that a sheriff is potentially going to help us. Okay, and that's the other thing. I'm gonna have to be willing to walk away from things like that because they take so long to complete, and if I kept every single one of them in, I'm gonna have issues. Did I need to turn that off? Probably shouldn't have turned that off. But too late, I guess.
Changing us or what? Your vehicle is not as simple and as you might think. Be dangerous. It requires patience.
Even if item limit is reached, I was thinking, oh, this is gonna be like a stand your ground type thing. Maybe I should have kept the flare.
Oh no! Even with the engine takes hours to cool. Dropping tools. The engine will move. Bounce. Is that easy and fatal? Count your tools.
Okay, so they can both hit me at the same time.
Forgotten the inside the engine has destroyed
Okay. It's like I have to be much more careful about the way I use my resources. Okay, I also have to be careful about Speedy McGee here. Gonna try and sneak up on me. Come on, go down. There we go. It's the stupidest aiming system I've experienced so far.
Leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come, assuming I'd reach the lights of the gas station alive.
I highly doubt you're gonna reach them. Actually, no, I don't doubt it because so far the book suggests that we're gonna reach it. This game is bizarre. Granted, I'm going into this book and I'm half expecting everything to just be bad. Because I'll be honest, I'm not a massive fan of narration. Like,
I recognized the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived with Alice.
Like, I'm not a massive fan of narration because I'm a big fan of show don't tell in stories. Well, at least movies. Like, I don't mind narration in books.
After the insanity I just
makes
experienced
sense.
in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting, at least for a moment. The sane world reasserted itself.
But in games and movies, I'm not a big fan of narration because
The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the day count on the banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now.
yeah, we've already figured that out.
Stucky spat on the garage floor and tried to shake the cobwebs from his head. Ever since the couple never showed to pick up the keys, things had been fuzzy. A feeling caught his attention. Stucky looked up and stared as his brain tried in vain to process the horror before him. He stumbled back, knocking over a can of oil. A black pool spread across the floor while he struggled for a brief moment, then let go as the unrelenting darkness engulfed him.
Okay, but why? Why though? I don't understand. So, when the whole concept of this game is that it's supposed to be
It looked like
a game from a book.
There'd been some kind of fight.
Yeah, and there we
right.
go. Yep.
I'll keep writing. Outside there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her, I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back, The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost. I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV.
Yeah, and I found a thing about that, like,
Was
earlier.
I losing my mind?
Yeah. I'd say no, because, and maybe, because at the same time, you found a chapter of your book earlier that it explicitly states that was going to happen. The 16th Annual Deer Fest, September 15th to 18th. Games and activities, raffle tickets, fishing competition, pie contest, and surprise competitions. Live music for the children. Bucktooth Charlie afternoons and Montgomery the Mystic Amazing Phantasmagoria evenings. Don't miss the legendary Deer Fest parade. How bizarre. There's really, like, nothing here. There's no phone. And I can't run. Oh, there's the phone. Stupid phone. I hate you, phone.
Rainbow Sheriff Station.
But I'm not a massive fan of the whole narration thing. I'll be honest. So I do expect this game to be kind of meh.
Thank God, Sheriff.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker, you are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen, I was in a car crash. My wife, Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake, not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head.
Yeah, and
Are you okay?
Listen.
We'll figure this out. Please get in the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station, okay? Mr.
Yeah.
Wake, have you seen Stucky, the guy who owns this place?
I realized I couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. She wouldn't have believed me. And then she wouldn't have helped me with Alice.
yeah, I have already read this. That's it's both a good and bad thing to give me the book chapters before the events. 'Cause it stupid mouth. But, because I know what events are gonna happen. Because I found the chapter of the book that correlates to those events. So the island that I went to just doesn't exist. That is... I think that's chapter 1. I'll leave it in for now. If I get a copyright claim, then, you know why this section is muted. I'll even mention it afterwards.
I close my eyes, then I drift away.
No, safety's sake. I'm removing the song. I apologize. It seems too much like it's gonna be a song that'll copyright me. Background music I'll keep in, but anything I've had a lot of issues with any songs with lyrics.
Previously on Alan Wake, I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Okay.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice.
Now, she's missing.
Alice?
So not only is it like a book, it's also like a TV
A
show.
crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at, but the cabin had disappeared.
Okay. That's gonna be it, guys. New York City 3 years ago. Oh, so we're gonna continue. I shouldn't have pressed continue earlier. I should have just ended it on the episode screen. My bad. That is severely my bad, guys. So, New York City 3 years ago.
Honey,
He's still a
home.
nice,
Back here, sweetie! How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
woot.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
I've got it. He does look younger. Mainly because he doesn't have a beard. But, like, I'm I really am not a fan of the whole narrating everything, and it's giving me the chapters of the book before those events happen in the game. It does mean that everything is sort of spoiled for you before you get to it. And it's unfortunate. I mean, I don't know what they could do other than do that, but regardless, I hope you all enjoyed. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe down below. If you want to see more content such as this. Everyone who's already done that, make sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Blah, blah, blah. Comment. What do you think of the narration? That's your comment challenge. And hope y'all. I hope to see y'all next time. Goodbye, guys.